Welcome to a short lecture on the fluid machinery course. The objective is to discuss a numerical problem on impact of jet on a moving unsymmetrical vane. This is a question from a previous KTU examination. A jet of water moving with a velocity of 22 meter per second impinges on a curved vane at one end tangentially. The jet leaves the vane at an angle of 120 degrees to the direction of motion of the vane. The velocity of the vane is 10 meter per second and the angle of the nozzle is 20 degrees. Determine 1. the vane angle at inlet and outlet, and 2. the work done per kg of water. In our lecture number 6, we have already introduced the concept of velocity triangles applicable for an unsymmetrical moving vane when the jet strikes at one end tangentially. Please refer to lecture number 6 for more details on the various velocity components and their roles. These are the sample velocity triangles in such a case when the whirl component of velocity at outlet is positive, that is when the guide vane angle at outlet beta is less than 90. And now we will consider the details given in the problem. The jet of water moving with a velocity of 22 meter per second, so that means the absolute velocity of the impinging jet V1 is equal to 22 meter per second. And here it is given that the jet leaves the vane at an angle of 120 degree to the direction of motion of the vane. And as you can see in this diagram, the direction of motion, we can assume that is horizontal. So direction of motion at tip 1, that is inlet, and tip 2, that is outlet, both are horizontal. Velocity of the vane here is 10 meter per second. So that is your u1, which is equal to u2, and that can be represented by, say, common u, which is equal to 10 meter per second. And the angle of the nozzle is 20 degree. So that means that is the angle at which the jet is directed. That is the guide vane angle alpha. So angle of the nozzle, that is given as 20 degree, which of course is equal to guide vane angle at inlet. That is inclination of the absolute velocity of the jet with the direction of motion at inlet. So inclination of V1 with U1. The jet leaves the vane at an angle of 120 degree. So that means the inclination of the absolute velocity V2 with the direction of U2, that is 120 degree. Beta is equal to 120 degree. So here beta is obtuse, greater than 90. Obviously we know that the VW2, the whirl component of velocity at outlet, in such a case will be negative. So this is a third case of the velocity triangle we discussed at outlet. So this is the sample velocity triangle which you require in this case when VW2 is negative, since the direction of VW2 will be opposite to U2, and the reason for that is beta is greater than 90. Beta here is 120 degree. And now from the inlet velocity triangle, see the information regarding u1, v1 and alpha are available. So u1 is equal to 10 meter per second, v1 is equal to 22 meter per second, and alpha is equal to 20 degrees. See, this is the velocity triangle at inlet, and the triangle indicating alpha, v1, u1 and vr1. So that has been copied here. And now if you know two sides and included angle in a triangle, how to find out the third side? The easiest way to find out the third side of the triangle when two sides and included angle are available is the cosine law. So you can use cosine law and find out the third side, the unknown side, that is Vr1, the relative velocity at inlet. Vr1 square is equal to V1 square plus U1 square minus 2 times V1 U1 cos alpha. So that is Vr1 square is equal to 22 square plus 10 square minus 2 times 22 into 10 into cos 20. So once you do that, you will get Vr1 square is equal to 170.535 and Vr1 square root of that will be 13.059 meter per second. So we got the relative velocity of water at inlet. If you consider the right triangle here, comprising of V1 hypotenuse, VW1 is the base and VF1 is the altitude, then VW1 will be V1 cos alpha and VF1 is equal to V1 sin alpha. So VW1 is V1 cos alpha, that is 22 into cos 20, that is equal to 20.673 meter per second. And Vf1 is equal to V1 sin alpha, which is 22 into sin 20, that is equal to 7.524 meter per second. And now we have different ways or different methods to find out the vane angle at inlet or blade angle at inlet theta. So you can find tan theta and find out theta. So you can use tan theta from this small right triangle, part of the inlet velocity triangle. So that is tan theta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side, that is Vf1 by the adjacent side here is Vw1 minus u1. So therefore tan theta is equal to Vf1 by Vw1 minus u1. So you can use either this one, or you can take sin theta from this. Sin theta opposite side Vf1 by hypotenuse Vr1. Vf1 and Vr1 both are available now. So using any of these, you can find out the vane angle at inlet theta. So theta is equal to 35.18 degrees. That is a part of the answer. The outlet conditions given. See, important point is the guide blade angle at outlet beta is available, that is 120 degree. And u1 is equal to u2 is equal to u, which is equal to 10 meter per second. And what about the relative velocity? So we know that if you consider impulse actions, ideally Vr2 will be equal to Vr1. Ideally the value of k is equal to 1. So the blade surface friction coefficient in this problem is not given. Since it is not specified, you can assume that it is an ideal case where k is equal to 1. So therefore Vr2 is equal to Vr1, that is 13.059 meter per second. So now we know two velocity components at the outlet side. One is the velocity of the vane at outlet, that is 10 meter per second, and the second one is the relative velocity of the jet with respect to the vane, that is 13.059 meter per second. Or theta is equal to 120 degree. It is given that the jet leaves the vane at 120 degree to the direction of motion of the vane at outlet. Now you consider this velocity triangle at outlet. Here it is clearly mentioned that the direction of motion of the vane at outlet, that is the direction of u2, that is shown over here by a horizontal direction at the point 2, and the angle made by v2 with the direction of motion, this obtuse angle is 120 degree. If this much angle is 120, here this is also 120, beta here. Two sides and the value of an angle of the triangle are available, then it is better to use the sine law. In this case, it is not the included angle. The two sides V2 and U2 and the angle beta is here, angle between V2 and U2. So this triangle is copied over here, the triangle with U2, V2 and VR2. It's a scalene triangle with this angle beta is 120. Magnitude of each side divided by sine of the angle between the other two sides will be a constant. So V2 divided by sine of the angle between the other two sides, that is phi, sine of phi, or you can say sine of the angle at the opposite vertex. So V2 divided by sine phi, that is equal to U2 divided by sine of the angle between the other two sides here, this angle. So what is this angle? The third angle of the triangle in this case. See, this angle is phi and this angle is beta 120, and the third angle in the triangle obviously is 180 minus sum of the other two. So 180 minus 120 plus phi. So that is when you open the bracket 180 minus 120 minus 5, that is 60 minus 5. So now we have the three angles, one angle is phi and the other angle beta, this is 120, and the third angle is 60 minus phi. And the two sides u2 and VR2, their values we know, but the third side V2 we do not know the magnitude. And now V2 by sin phi is equal to U2 by sine of 60 minus phi, that is U2 divided by sine of this angle, that is we already confirmed that is the angle is 60 minus phi. And the third side now VR2 divided by sine of the angle at the opposite vertex, that is sine 120. If you equate the second and the third ratios in this case, what you can get is U2 is 10 divided by sine 60 minus phi is equal to VR2 is 13.059 divided by sine 120, that is 0.866. If you simplify, you will get 60 minus phi is equal to 41.542. So that obviously means phi is equal to 60 minus 41.542, that is 18.46. That is the vane angle or blade angle at outlet. This is a part of the answer. To find out the world component of velocity at outlet, I told you earlier also that VW2 is equal to U2 minus VR2 cos phi. This expression we obtained in the case of a velocity triangle where VW2 is positive or beta is an acute angle less than 90. We can use this equation in our present case also. Automatically we will get a negative value for VW2. So even without considering whether VW2 is positive or negative or 0, you can make use of this. The vane angle at outlet phi is equal to 18.46, VR2 is equal to 13.059 meter per second, and U2 is equal to 10 meter per second. So just use this equation to find out VW2. So VW2 is equal to U2 is 10 minus VR2 cos phi 13.059 into cos 18.46, you will get minus 2.387 meter per second. Even though we obtained this equation in the case of a velocity triangle at outlet when angle beta is acute, this can be used in our present case also where beta is obtuse. So VW2 here is minus 2.387 meter per second. It is negative because VW2 is opposite to the direction of U2. This happens when beta is greater than 90 or when U2 is less than VR2 cos phi. Now we will find out the work done now per kg of water, that is work done per unit mass of water striking. So that is given by VW1 U1 minus VW2 U2 alone. And if you multiply this quantity by rho into Q, that is mass flux, then you will get work done per second. That is power, Euler's power. So work done per second by water on the vane. So that will be mass flux m dot into VW1 U1 minus VW2 U2, or we can say that rho into Q into VW1 U1 minus VW2 U2. That is a power rating or Euler power, work done per second by water on the vane on which it is striking. But in this case we require only work done per unit mass of water. So in that case you need not use the mass flux, you divide that Euler power by mass flux. So you will get VW1 U1 minus VW2 U2. Here U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. Therefore that U can be taken out. So you will get VW1 minus VW2 into U, that much joule per kg. So it's a matter of substitution only. VW1 is 20.673 minus then VW2. Remember VW2 is negative in this case. Therefore, in this relation 20.673 minus of minus 2.387, the whole thing multiplied by 10. So you will get minus of minus will become plus. So you will get 230.6 joule per kg. So it's a way of increasing the work output from impact of jet on vanes. If you can make VW2 negative, then that will be added up. So if VW2 is negative, that will increase the work done. So before I conclude, let me remind you, for unsymmetrical moving vanes, there are three possibilities of velocity triangles at outlet. So this is the first case, that is when VW2 is positive or beta is less than 90. So if in the current problem, if beta is given to be less than 90, then you have to make use of this velocity triangle at outlet. If beta is exactly 90 or VW2 is given to be 0, then you have to use this velocity triangle at outlet. And in the case of unsymmetrical moving vane, when beta is given to be greater than 90, just like in our current numerical problem, then you have to make use of this velocity triangle at outlet. One more important thing, if you want to find out the work done per unit weight of water striking the vane, then you have to divide this quantity by g, which is acceleration due to gravity. So VW1U1 minus VW2U2 divided by g, so that will be the work done per unit weight of water striking the vane. Therefore, the work done per unit weight of water striking the vane will be equal to VW1U1 minus VW2U2 divided by g, and that you can obtain in joule per Newton. And you know that joule per Newton is equal to meter. VW1U1 minus VW2U2 divided by g, that also represents the Euler's head or the theoretical head impressed by water on the vane. So with this I wind up. Have a happy learning experience. Thank you so much.